Welcome to Gaming Extreme's Guide to Natural Selection 2. This is the first episode of a series of guides which will bring you everything you need to know to get you kicking butt with the rest of them. This episode will introduce those who are not familiar with the series. I'll explain what the game is, what it offers, and why you should order it right away on Steam. If you already know what the game is, then use the annotations to the top left of the screen, which will take you to the hub video where you can view all the guides I'll have available. Natural Selection started off back in 2002 as a mod to the popular game Half-Life. Based on its success, its creator, Charlie, went on to found the game design studio Unknown Worlds. The company has worked on the development of Natural Selection 2 for many years and have even developed their own game engine for it. After 10 years, the sequel is finally here. The game features two main factions, the Kara, the alien species, and the Frontiersmen, the human space marines. I'll get to more details about each one, but first, let's hear some more about the game itself. Natural Selection is a mix of the first-person shooter and real-time strategy genres. NS1 allowed the company to take the lessons learned to perfect the mix of the genres and ensure that it appealed to all players and synced together correctly. The RTS element is mainly focused on each team's commander. They are the team's leader. Just like in any RTS, the commander is given a top view of the map. They can issue orders to their units, both real players and NPCs, as well as build structures, perform research, and manage resources. FPS players will feel the impact of the RTS element when they are given orders, when they're required to build structures, and when their commander protects and heals them with medpacks and other abilities. The FPS element is obvious, but what is special to Natural Selection is the aliens. Unlike the Marines, you don't have a variety of weapons or technology. Instead, you bite, chomp, and smash. Most of the aliens' attacks come from melee range, with a few ranged options for different life forms thrown in. The aliens can evolve into stronger life forms, which give them different abilities, stats, and attacks. For example, the Skulk is the most basic life form. It has extreme speed and the ability to climb on anything, even the ceiling, while the Lurk, a higher evolved life form, has the ability to fly around the map at great speeds, shoot spikes from a distance, or spray poison over its path. The aliens are very different to the standard gun shooter FPS. They add variety, strategy, and suspense to the gameplay. When starting up the game, you'll be able to choose a server which suits you. There is currently no single player aspect to the game, as it focuses on multiplayer action. However, the game supports mods created by the community, so there is a lot of possibilities for a variety of gameplay options. When joining, you'll be placed into the Ready Room. Here, you'll be able to select what faction you'd like to play as, or even choose to spectate the gameplay from both the RTS and FPS viewpoints. The Marines and aliens both fight for dominance over one another. The early game usually focuses on securing resources, while the late game focuses on the advancement of technology for the Marines and higher life forms for the aliens. The point of the game is to destroy the enemy team, but in order to accomplish this, you will need to ensure the development of your own bases, defend them from enemy attacks, as well as trying to stop the enemy team's advancement. However, there are only 4 ways in which the game can actually end. If all of the alien hives are destroyed, the Marines will win. If all the Marine command stations are destroyed, the aliens will win. If all the Marines' infantry portals are destroyed, or they're unpowered and there is no Marines alive, then the aliens win. If all players of one team leave the game, either by quitting or entering the Ready Room, the opposing team will win. One of the most vital objectives of each team is to acquire resources, otherwise known as res. Resources are obtained by building resource structures to tap the nozzles sited around the map. Your team can choose to expand in multiple directions, as well as attack the enemies spread across the map. Not only do the resource structures gain resources for your commander to use, but part of it is given to each player for their own personal use. You can learn more about both of the factions, as well as res, upgrades, and weapons in each of their own tutorials found through the guide hub. That wraps up this particular guide to Natural Selection. However, there is much more you'll want to learn about the game. Please use the on-screen annotation to get to the main NS2 guide hub, or you can always forward the playlist to the next guide. I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for future videos. This is Sheridan signing out.